Okay, now like we move on to the formal word of thanks. So, yeah. Okay, now we must acknowledge the incredible efforts of our working group members, the plenary working group members, workshop working group members, and abstract working group members. Your dedication and meticulous planning have resulted in an amazing lineup of talks, workshops, student presentations, and posters. The quality of the content and the diversity of the topics covered have been truly outstanding. Like we really have to you have to look at the number of reviewers we have had to know what I'm talking about, like for the abstracts, because we have received like 260 plus abstracts, and every abstract went through like review from like three different abstract reviewers. So you I would want you to like have the pleasure of like trying to read them. And it doesn't end there. And that's all of them. So it's like all of their efforts. So it's all of their efforts that you see, like who have like selected all these talks and posters, and like the reason for the quality you see right there outside, like people like who have come here and have presented their incredible work. A special mention must be made to our speakers, panelists, and workshop resource people. Your insights and research findings have enriched our knowledge and inspired many young minds here today. So, like, I would like to take time to like appreciate their efforts into like coming here and like taking their like time out and like sharing their thoughts and like ideas with the participants. So these are our panelists and like workshop organizers. We have like a lot of them, like, yeah. So so we also have arranged for like these events to engage participants, like to take walks and like all like other sessions. And now, like the people who have judged you for over 4 years continuously. Yeah. So here are they, like we reveal their names now. So, so you can take a look at them, like and now you can like now we like have to like announce the results. So yeah, I call Venkat, one of our OC members, to give away the results. Yeah. You can go there.
Hi everyone. Uh, so this is something I know much anticipated, much look forward to the announcement of the the best talks and the best posters. But before that, there's a prelude, and uh, I'd really like to emphasize that over the years, SCCS has been making a very extended effort to make the participation in the conference more inclusive. And when I say inclusive, we are especially are trying to reach out to those institutions, to students in those cities, in those towns, in those villages, who do not have the kind of facilities that some of us who study in, relatively privileged institutions in Bangalore or Delhi or Dehradun do. And, it's a sort of a culmination of several years of effort. We received a record number of abstracts this year, and that's something that made us very happy because many of these abstracts came from students who probably had no access to mentoring in the institutions or in the academic climate that they belong to. So the emphasis of the review process was not so much on producing the best talks or the best posters, but on making the entire process of becoming a conservation researcher or practitioner more inclusive, of having representation from across the diversity of this country and of South Asia and the countries in Southeast Asia and Africa, which are supposed to be the target audience for this conference. Unfortunately, we've not had enough international representation this year. We'll work on it, and hopefully we'll have more international delegates next year. But what we do have this year is, compared to previous years, better representation from across the country in terms of the students and the early career researchers and the participants who come to this conference. So I would really like to request you to treat this sort of ceremony of recognizing the best talks and posters as a sort of a thrilling byproduct of a much longer and deeper process of democratizing conservation and of making this space more inclusive. Having said that, we come to the 15 talks that were staged in the course of the last 4 days. We had 96 posters, out of which some did not show up. Many of them were international participants who did not get their visas on time, unfortunately. It was a tough process. I mean, we really tried to, in the first place, identify reviewers for abstracts, reviewers who were as closely aligned to the topic of the abstract as possible, and that's why you had more than 200 reviewers. I think that's a record for SCCS in itself. The idea being that each student who sent in an abstract should get good feedback on their study, which would encourage them to publish their work or present their work in other fora, not just SCCS. But we now come to the best talks and best posters, and our judges really had a hard time, as Buddhaditya mentioned, in adjudicating the talks and posters that were on display. To complete this process, a thrilling byproduct, not the end, but a byproduct, a thrilling byproduct. May I invite Rita Banerjee to come and hand over the prizes for the best talks.
I would like to also add that the gifts that we will be giving to the participants or the winners is were given by one of our funders, Proceedings of the Royal Society B.
Okay, so our judges chose 3 best talks, and these talks are being announced in no particular order. So I'll offer you a choice of alphabet: A, G, and GG. GG, okay. Gauri Gharpure, assessing physiological parameters of Aristoteles tenax across an elevational gradient. Okay, so now the next choice is between A and G. G. Okay, I'm going for G. Gayatri Sridharan. Gayatri Sridharan for her talk, How to Live with a Pathogen in the Wild. Lessons from, I can't pronounce this, Indian Anurans. Gayatri is not here? Would somebody like to receive?
Okay, we have a representative who's receiving it from Gayatri's lab.
So that leaves us with A, Ameya Bhojane. Assessing the effects of stormwater outfalls on gastropods in and around Mumbai, Maharashtra. So in addition to the 3 best talks, our judges insisted that there were 2 talks of which we should make special mention. So unfortunately, we do not have gift vouchers for them. हमारे पास voucher नहीं है, लेकिन दिल है. So the 2 special mention speakers are Kiran Kanhurkar, Church of the Classroom. Why don't you just come down on stage so that everybody can see you? The next person is Rohit Nandakumar, Deadwood Extraction. Rohit. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so may I now invite Ravi Chellam to come on stage to hand over the prizes for the best poster. Thank you. Okay, since we're short of time, I'm going to just read out the names. Again, in no specific order. Anish Paul, Rosets in the Matrix. Srishti Saxena, Lines in the Sand, Society, Loss and Development in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Vijayan Jitin, using multiple lenses in conservation ecology. And our poster judges also insisted on 2 speakers or two poster presenters for special mention. And they are Karan Deshpande, Underwater Myopia, assessing interactions between scuba divers and the coral reef habitats at Grand and St. George Islands, Goa. And Sayan Banerjee, social implications of installation of solar fencing to reduce human-elephant conflict in Assam, India.
Thank you, Venkat. Now back to the presentations. We are immensely grateful to the Nature Conservation Foundation, Mysuru, National Center for Biological Sciences, Bengaluru, and Center for Ecological Sciences, IISc, Bengaluru, our organizing institutions who have provided the maximum possible support to make this huge event a success. To our donors and supporting institutions, Your generous support made this event possible, and we are deeply grateful for your belief in the importance of conservation science and in nurturing the next generation of conservation leaders. And I will now read out who they are. And AMM Foundation, the Dulip Mathai Nature Conservation Trust, Jungle Lodges and Resorts, Nature Conservation Foundation, Jain University, Rain Matter Foundation, Ashoka Trust for Research in Ecology and the Environment, Center for Ecological Sciences, Dakshin Foundation, Proceedings of the Royal Society B, Rohini Nelekani Philanthropies, the Madras Crocodile Bank Trust, the Habitats Trust, Wildlife Trust of India. And our major for support teams who are the finance and administrative support. So the finance support is offered by the funds are handled by Nature Conservation Foundation, and Smita, Vinay and Sunil has been a major support for running this conference. Yeah. And administrative support was offered by NCBS, and their names are right there. And our advisory committee, who are the senior people who are guiding SCCS through these years, and they are all right here. And some of them are present here, I can say. Yeah. So we thank the service providers, Ms. Gulshan Singh and team from Alpcod, Mr. Akram and team from Sofia, Mr. Prakash Kamath and his team, who have been giving us complete support throughout this conference planning process. Now like to call upon Samira to take over for a few minutes.
Thanks, Shruti. We only have a few more minutes to go, but the best part is yet to come. We just wanted to acknowledge a few people who've contributed to SCCS Bengaluru for many, many years, but are no longer with us. Priya Iyer, Shashank Srinivasan, and Anne Theo, whose enthusiasm we remember very greatly, and we carry on what they have left behind. And now I hand over back to Shruti.
So now, after this very deep, silent moment that we have given a tribute to, here are our minions. A special mention is due to our dedicated volunteers who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Your hard work and commitment are the backbone of this event, and without you, SCCS Bengaluru 2023 would not have been possible. We appreciate your selfless efforts in ensuring the smooth operation of the conference. And that's all we could ever ask all of you. I request all the volunteers to come to the stage and take a bow for a job very well done. Please come onto the stage now. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay. Very dedicated. So take a bow, guys, please. You have performed very well. You have all been very awesome. What coordination in this too, right? That's been our volunteers. Yeah. Thank you. And Last but not least, a big shout out to the organizing members who are the masterminds behind this amazing conference. Your meticulous planning, dedication, and countless hours of our hard work have culminated in the success we are celebrating today. Samira, Venkat, Ishika, Viraj, and Vidya, please come to the stage. Srini unfortunately had to leave due to a personal exigency. We really miss you, Srini. Sorry, I didn't see that. Organizing committee must be like really organized. Thank you. Getting there.
The reason why this conference happened after a 3-year break during the pandemic is one person. Our conference administrator, Shruti Bhupati. Give it up for Shruti! OC members who would like to say a few words, if I may start. When Shruti joined as the conference administrator early this year, she had no background to this community. She has a background in architecture, and she worked with the Central Zoo Authority for some time before coming to work as the conference administrator. And the first few meetings, we threw so many acronyms at her: CWS, WCS, ATRI, CES, and TRSR. So many acronyms, RB, RMB, and she was, but she took it all in stride. And after the first few meetings, now she can teach us acronyms, I'm sure. And she has really, really risen to the occasion and made SCCS her own. And more than that, she's been a great friend, and we have learned a lot from her. And we admire her wit and sarcasm, and it keeps us all in place. So thank you very much, Shruti, and anyone else who wants to.
So, another thing you should know about Shruti is that she's one of the most unassuming people. She sits quietly, like say 99% of the time in every meeting we've had every week for the past 1 year. Shruti has maybe said 5 words, 6 words, and then she'll take down the most meticulous meetings and then immediately set us to work after that. And but she's also somebody who does so much and draws absolutely no attention to herself. But we all are just so grateful for her. And she's such a star, and she has one of the best senses of humor. And hopefully you'll all get to know her more over the next few SCCSs. So yeah, thanks, Shruti.
It's really overwhelming to see how we met like once every week for the past 10 months. And it's amazing to see all the conversation, all the arguments, all the debates, some fights translate into this, like an in-person meeting with 600 people meet and talk to each other. And let's just say Shruti facilitated that. I don't think anyone else would have managed it so well after 3 years of online conference. So thank you, Shruti.
Before anybody else takes over and make me ball here, and my mascaras will run, okay? So now, before we conclude, we have a video that our volunteers have prepared for like meticulously work, like overnight, like pulling night hours for like this presentation. I now call upon like Jitin to like set us up for the video. I really want to say that they have not shown us the video. So, yeah, be prepared, like for us also. Also, at the end of this video, we are going to like announce the next SCCS dates. So we would like for you to like note this down, mark your calendars, and we'll want to see you next time. Okay, now wasn't that like amazing? That's what we have done in the last 4 days. So that's very like hard, like overwhelming to even like look at it in a 2 minute compilation. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you all once again and continuing this incredible journey of conservation and knowledge sharing. Until then, safe travels and stay inspired. Thank you. Have a good night. Uh, for the participants who are staying at IS Jalahali tonight, like we have, there will be a bus waiting for you to take to Nesara for dinner. Then from there will be dropped off at IAS Jalali. E-certificates will be provided, so please fill up the conference feedback forms and the workshop feedback forms if you have not already done so. Thank you.